let's get started.
It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is 6:01 a.m. It's Tuesday, March 26th of 2024 with the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Happy Tuesday, guys.
All right.
Happy Tuesday.
I brought something that I don't even want to try for Try It Tuesday.
Oh, now what would this be?
I was so conflicted when I saw it.
conflicted.
I was like,
Ooh, what you got?
I don't want to purchase this, but this would be something very interesting for us to try.
Lay it on us.
And even after I bought it in my car, I go like this. I go, ugh, ugh. I was like, should I tell you what it is?
Go ahead.
Pickle flavored whiskey.
Ooh,
I'm
that's-
very excited about
sounds
this.
disgusting.
Who
Because
wins
I
with
know that
that?
Sam likes
Me.
pickles.
Nasty.
And I
I
know
like-
that Eric likes whiskey. Y'all, they
Come
have a
together.
ridiculous amount of
Combine
flavors
together.
in the liquor store. They have so many crazy flavors. They have like salted caramel cinnamon. They have like things you just don't think needs to go with alcohol. They have a whole section of sweet, is what I call it. The whole section of sweet is all these. They had spicy pickle, but I thought, let me just stick with regular
Yeah,
dill.
good.
I'm intrigued.
Because spicy pickle might hide the pickle. It would just be like spicy whiskey. I was like, no, we're going with dill pickle whiskey.
Do you think it's like a just novelty, or do you think somebody actually really likes that? I can't imagine a bourbon
I'm wondering
drinker.
if it's like
On
a
the regular?
It's
Yeah.
like a pickleback.
Well,
Or
I
who's out
asked
there
the guy
saying,
in the liquor
finally,
store.
they made what I've been wanting all these years.
Right.
Yeah.
I asked the guy in the liquor store, any chance you guys have a small one of these? Because I really don't want to have a whole
Commit.
commitment
Can
to a
I smell it?
bottle.
Although we could make
no,
it
we're not going to open it yet.
be a thing every time we have a guest on.
Make them drink
Yeah,
something?
have to have a.
It's
Pickle whiskey?
crocodile pickle flavored whiskey. It says,
You know, there's got to be
get
there's-
yourself in a pickle.
There's got to be like a scientist in a lab somewhere coming up with this. Because I always wondered, like, how does the alcohol not kill the flavorings that are added to it?
Oh yeah.
How does it not overpower it? The science behind that?
Well,
sort
if
of
they
elixir.
were distilled with it, right, then
I just
they
feel-
would pick up the flavor.
Someone text, I love pickle beer, and I'm just like,
Didn't Mumbles love that so
your
much?
breath has to be
Yes.
kicking.
Chicken, yeah.
Beer and pickles.
And if you're a smoker on top of that,
Yeah, was it Best Made or that little
Yes.
one that her tongue is sticking out like, like a little smiley face? Best Made.
MAID.
Yeah,
I've
they
never
say that
tried
one
it,
is
so maybe it
delicious.
might be good. I don't know.
No.
I got some
8
for
o'clock, we're
Roula.
doing pickle whiskey. What you got?
I ordered these on
gosh.
Amazon, and I thought it was going to be just my Robert Irvine's Fint Crunch mint ones,
Yeah.
but it was half and half.
What?
And look at this brand. Look at this kind.
What? Robert Irvine is the guy who's on Food Network who did Restaurant Impossible. He's
got-
really
is
fit.
it a candy bar?
Cost-
What
and
is
he has
that?
a
Protein
fit
bar, but-
protein bar. And Eric eats there's peanut butter and jelly Fit Crunch.
I tried it, and
You
I'm
don't like it?
Not digging.
just weird to me. Like, I don't know. Just not my
Well,
thing.
listen, to be honest, protein
I know you like
bars can
peanut
be
butter and
really
jelly.
tricky.
Yeah,
Sometimes they
yeah,
have
they can.
bad aftertaste
Ugh.
or they feel kind of metally or something.
But his are good. I mean, they taste. I don't know how good they
Some
are.
of
for
them
you,
aren't
but-
even that healthy for you. Yeah, you get the
I think most of
protein,
them are not healthy
Yeah,
for
they're
you.
but look at the massive amounts of sugar.
Well,
I think it's just
here's
easy
how they
to
get away
eat.
with it: sugar, alcohol versus sugar. You know, you
Yeah.
got to count both of those. So it's 3 grams of sugar, but it's 8 grams of sugar alcohol, which is not as bad. I mean, it's got 11 grams of sugar, but it's got. Oh, I thought it was 20, but no, it's only got
17?
16, 18 grams of protein. I had a Premier protein bar yesterday. I thought that was pretty enjoyable.
I mean, the key is you gotta. If it has protein in it and you like it, then
Yeah.
to me it's a win.
Wonder why we, as
Or the
Americans,
pancakes and syrup.
we all crave sugary meals first thing in the morning for breakfast, whereas some other countries they'll have like fish soup or something. You know, we
No,
just
I like salty tacos.
first thing when you roll out of
I don't
bed
like
for
donuts
breakfast.
for breakfast.
Yeah,
I like
donuts don't do
savory, not
anything.
sweet.
Did you see? Mark Wahlberg came out with another list of what he eats for food all day. I'm like,
That's why
there's
he
like
looks the way he does.
there's
works
5
out.
eggs. There's like 3 eggs for an omelet, 2 hard-boiled eggs, pork chops, and something, and then a bowl of fruit, and that's by 8 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And then 11 a.m. he has chicken and all this other stuff. I'm like, how can you even be hungry?
Because-
You have to eat
because-
all that at 8 a.m.
He's working out like 10 hours a day, every day.
I feel like you'd be in the bathroom all day with pork chops,
You're
and
doing a
eggs,
squat, and all of a
then
sudden,
chicken, and then he has steak at night, and then he didn't name like 5 other things.
It's a lot of steak.
That's
yeah.
a lot of. That's a lot
What
of
do
meat.
his arteries look like?
Red meat. I don't know about that.
A pork chop at 8 in the
Well,
morning.
it sounds like he's got his health down to a science, though. If anybody is going to be healthy eating red meat every night, I feel like it's Mark Wahlberg.
I don't even know if he's necessarily doing it for all the health. I think he's just trying to sculpt this amazing body that he has.
Yeah.
Hold on. Somebody said
Born
on
with it, though,
text,
too.
is this for real? Pickles made in Jack Daniels barrels. Like pickles that you
That you would
pickle
So you have the aftertaste
in a Jack
of the,
Daniels
That
barrel.
makes sense.
Jack
You-
Daniels
You get those
in there.
leftover barrels because a lot of those.
I don't know
Yeah.
about all of that now.
You know
gotta
what
do
I
some with them.
like? I like bourbon barrel whiskey maple syrup.
Yeah.
Maple syrup made in a whiskey or from a bourbon barrel, so delicious.
I bet
Speaking
that's-
of morning sweet breakfast. But I am definitely a savory person. I'm not really a big pickle person. We had that hot pickle, I couldn't say it right. Chamoy.
Chamoy.
The chamoy.
Michael
I was saying
Jackson singing.
chamoy, and people were laughing at
Chamoy.
chamoy. Chamoy. Michael Jackson. Chamoy. The chamoy pickle, not excited about that, but some people really liked it. So we're going to have pickle whiskey at 8 o'clock this morning.
I'm looking forward to that. Now, I wanted to ask you guys before we got into the show, do any of you guys get complaints from your mates about snoring? Like, oh, man,
I have in the past. but
you're
not
really
lately.
snoring bad this morning.
Especially if I'm like stuffed up. Oh,
She doesn't
it's
yell
over.
at me. She'll make jokes about it.
Oh, I was going through the listener lines this morning. This poor woman, listen to this.
My boyfriend is that he is a snorer. It comes from the depths of his body. And like what irks me the most is that he has a CPAP. The doctor gave him a CPAP that he chooses not to use. He chooses to not breathe every night. He is like near death every time he's snoring.
Oh, no.
She sounds like she's stuffed up too, though.
She sounds
little
like she's
bit, yeah.
exhausted from not getting good sleep. That's what she
What
sounds
do you
like.
do in a situation
How do you
like
get
that?
use the CPAP? Like, what, he's
Literally,
asleep,
that's all
just
you need
stuff it
to
on
do.
his face and
Yeah.
strap that thing on his head?
Probably not comfortable,
I
is it?
can imagine it would be.
Well, you can't roll over with that, can you?
I'm not sure, but it looks kind of clunky. I
My
think
dad
they've.
has one, and he has to sleep on his back,
They've
and
come.
he doesn't like using it.
Doesn't it look like when you see a fighter pilot and he's got that mask to breathe at
They
high
have different
altitude?
ones.
Yeah,
Little-
I
They
think
have,
they've
like-
come a long way.
Yeah, they really
they're
have.
Not in,
I feel like once you've done that, you're not going to get any making out sessions or anything.
Well, you
Or-
will if you don't put it on. You're like, okay, tonight's the night.
So, no,
not
you
gonna
can't
wear
win.
the CPAP.
Or you're so deeply in love at that point where you can just be yourself completely.
But what if you are dating and you're like 28 and you have to have that? And you meet a girl and she spends the night, your whole night, you're worried about this
Oh,
stupid
actually, I
machine.
just thought of something, Eric. What if
You gotta
there's a
wait for them to
girl or
sleep.
a guy out there? To your point, let's say that somebody's like 28 years old, and unfortunately they have to have this early on in their age, and they never spend the night at the person's house, and the person thinks, you must be married. Why don't you ever sleep here?
'cause of that.
And what they really don't want to say is they got a CPAP machine, they have to breathe, and they're not bringing that clunker over.
People like that, or something that you're hiding, maybe. Like
That's
a
really
toupee or
innocent, but the
Spanx
person
or-
thinks it's something really terrible.
Oh, you walk into his apartment for the first time. What are all these mannequin heads doing in here?
A bunch of hair. Yeah, how do you explain that stuff?
Yeah.
Especially
How
a-
do you, the
a
CPAP?
machine.
I mean, because the person is
Especially a
new.
28-year-old, they're more superficial than a.
Yeah, the older
40-year-old.
you get, the less you care about your ego. You let it go.
Well, especially let's say a 28-year-old versus a 40-year-old. Let's say you are on a fourth date or something, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to go over to that person's house, and that person at 40 is like, oh, I got this dumb CPAP machine. You'd be like, oh, okay. 28, you're like, what the hell is that thing?
Yeah,
Why do you
exactly.
have that?
Yep.
How old are you?
Think about people in their 20s. We've had people on the show that dated a guy. Remember, his car was all dirty, like filled with crap in the back, and
There's a story
dumped him
yesterday
because
about
of
what
that.
your messy car says about your personality. You're totally unorganized and lazy if you have a nasty car on the inside. And there's a difference, guys. There's a difference
That's
between
true.
a car that is messy versus a car that is dirty. You know, a car that's
Yeah.
full of stuff and you got like coffee rings in it, or you spilled something in the middle console and you didn't wipe
Bunch
it
of
up. It's all
7-Eleven
dry.
cups you just throw
It
in the
just kind
back.
of shows that
Starbucks.
you don't really care about
No.
cleanliness whatsoever.
I mean, you got to gas your car up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It takes 4 minutes to fill your tank up.
that's when I take all the
Use a
junk
trash
and
can.
throw it out.
Start
Yeah.
throwing junk out.
Exactly.
You're right. That shows laziness.
Or like with this pollen situation driving me crazy, I really want to get my car washed. And I just can't because I've done it and then it just gets covered in pollen again. I'm like, so I'll run it through that quickie wash sometimes. And I invested in those yellow car wash towels in my trunk.
That's
so I
smart.
just, because here's the thing, when you go through those quickie washes, if you let that thing just dry, it's
Streaks.
going to be dirty again, right? It dries dirty.
Yeah, streaks.
So you got to kind of like wipe it down. But I
And
try
then-
and use the damp towel to wipe down the inside too.
How many
with the
people are
dust.
getting like the pollen stuck in their air filter?
Yes.
Stinks.
Yes.
Then you turn on your car, it smells
100%.
like your pollen farted. Just pollen
Yeah.
farted. Like, what the hell's the smell?
Pollen.
I always
can
start
feel
my
like
truck.
I'm-
I start my truck before I get in,
Oh, you do?
so it doesn't blast that air out.
I feel like $1 million. I roll out of bed. I get in the car and I'm like, ugh.
Somebody said Roula and Ryan's Roses CPAP edition. All right, coming up
There was
next.
lipstick on the valve.
There are a lot of items from movies that people want to get their hands on, and they'll pay a premium to get them at auction. But this item that just went out for top dollar, you got to have a lot of space in your house for this thing. And how are you going to display it? We will talk about what the item was. It's one of the most famous movie items in the history of movies. In Scoop Next, here's your weather for today.
It's going to be a gorgeous day, y'all. Sunshine, high of 72. Perfect. I mean, just a perfect day. Right now, it's 58 degrees and 611 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Y'all ready?
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
Okay, lots to cover this morning early, but let's just go straight to what is the giant item that just went up for sale and was bought for a lot of money, and you got to have a lot of storage for that. It's the door that did not fit Jack Dawson and Kate Winslet's character Rose DeWitt Buchanan in Titanic.
Wow.
How much that go for? 50 grand?
No.
Maybe 150?
Nope, keep
I think
going.
a lot more.
300.
More.
$500,000.
More.
A
What?
million. A million.
Less.
No, probably 700.
$718,750. Somebody paid $718,750 for the floating door from Titanic.
What do you
that,
do?
That Rose got on that couldn't
Watch
get
the
Jack
movie.
on.
Look, I have that. I have that.
And this is the actual door, not the movie prop.
No, it's the
No, honey,
door
more.
from the movie.
Wait, do you think
It's not
You
the
think
door
Titanic's-
from the.
you think Titanic's real?
Jack and Rose were not real, okay?
That
There
didn't
was
really
no
happen.
Jack and Rose
It
there.
was a movie.
It did happen, guys.
No, it did not. There's no Jack and Rose.
Sam.
It's not a real door from the
Oh, the
Titanic.
gold.
It's from the movie.
the
See,
gold.
this is why I want cameras in here. That would have been
I
the
know.
best clip of the day.
It is
Yes,
real.
especially my
This is
reaction.
how they got the story, guys.
No, it's the prop.
Oh, man. That's so funny, Sam.
Oh, Sam.
I'm understanding if you're talking about like a Titanic door type thing, like a
That's what
like an actual door
If
from
it
the
was
ship
from
that
the
came up from the
Titanic, that would be
bottom.
pretty cool.
not a door to what? That was a door to what? A cabinet or something? A closet?
It was like a door to one of the
closet.
bedrooms.
Now, if you had that door,
This is a real door, guys.
if you had that door, would you have it in a case in a room, or would you actually just put it on hinges and put it in your house?
See, like Taste of Texas. They got the Alamo door.
Yeah,
Oh,
they have
yeah.
the Alamo doors, but they put
Up
them
on
behind
the wall.
plexiglass now, so
Oh,
you
it
know
is.
they're actual like display doors.
don't want people
But where do
touching
you
wearing
put
it
this
down.
thing? Because that door's not small. So do you put it vertical on the wall and then put like a little like museum piece next to it that says prop movie door from
Yeah,
Jack
shadow
and
box.
Rose?
Yeah.
You know, one of those shadow boxes. You wouldn't use it as you can't use it as a real door. It's like a
There's
old
no
piece
way.
of
You look at it and you realize, wow, Rose
Waterlogged
was really
wood.
selfish. She could have saved him.
Well, James Cameron had previously confirmed that Jack and Rose could have fit, but they would not have both survived because it wouldn't have been buoyant enough.
Might sink.
And it's actually not, we call it the door, but it's technically some wood paneling. It looked like a door, but it was
Wow.
wood paneling, they said.
Who has that kind of money? $700,000.
And how about the guy that actually, some billionaire that is building an exact replica of the Titanic?
Oh,
When
is
you
that right?
kind of worry about maybe having the same fate.
No.
Or it won't even be impressive. We're so
Wait.
used to carnival ships.
I know.
Exactly.
Jubilee.
So,
Jubilee and all that
Yeah.
is like 3 times the
This thing
size.
pulls up and be like, oh, is that the tugboat?
so is that like private? Is that his private yacht? He's just
No,
recreating
he's
it. to
real.
look
I
like-
mean, it's going to be identical.
Is he
That's what
doing
I'm
it?
saying, but it's his private yacht?
Yeah, it's just for him.
Ah, all right.
He's not
But
doing it for
fine.
everyone else. To
Well,
like,
he
got
is going to
tons of money.
offer cruises on it.
Well, when Eric wins
That's
the
weird.
Powerball billion,
I didn't win today.
you could do that too.
I told the guy I want $20 for Mega and Power. He thought I meant 20 each. I'm like, oh, dang it.
Wait, was it
I
last
spent
night?
$40, yeah.
Did anybody win it?
Nope.
Oh, yes. Thank God I saved my money.
I know. So I got $20
Now
for
I got to
tonight.
go get some
Spent
today.
$40 on that.
I didn't want to.
Well,
I
he
wanted
wanted 20, but the guy
I wanted
did
10 and
20
10, and he, when I said 20, he thought I meant 20 for each.
Other things that went up for auction that
I
made a lot of
understand the
money.
confusion.
You get that one?
In Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones whip from Temple of Doom. What do you think that sold for?
400,000.
That's a second movie.
Higher.
Oh my.
600.
It's going to be more than that door.
525,000.
525?
The door was the highest.
What I would want would be the ark.
paneling.
You know, Sam, that's from the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. really happened.
She's not sure what you're talking
And
about.
if you open the lid, your face would melt off.
In that movie, there's a famous scene
Why would you want that?
where he, I read last weekend where this guy has a sword and he does all this.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just pulls out his gun and shoots him. And it's like supposed to be a little funny part instead of having a big fight scene.
Yeah, he just
They were
shoots
supposed to
him
have a
easy.
fight scene, but he had problems in the bathroom. Dysentery?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah,
I heard
he was
his
shooting in
friend
India.
actually was having
So
that.
he was like, if you watch it, look at him. They're like,
uncomfortable.
He's all
they
sweating.
canceled the scene. They're like, he's in the bathroom the whole time. We can't do this.
So it's ad-libbed.
Yes.
He just, I heard
Well,
that's a very famous
They said, let's just
action.
do this, and you just shoot him like that, and and it worked.
Oh,
That
that
was-
was great.
It really did. It's a very memorable part.
Other big
because
things from
Harrison
movies.
Ford had the squirts.
They
They had an iconic moment in movie history.
Jack Nicholson's axe from The Shining, where he tries to kill his wife in the bathroom, says, "Here's Johnny."
Well, that's gonna be a lot. Especially an older person has it, right? Older people like that movie.
Yeah, that's a
They got money.
bit
What do, you
too
think?
far back.
What do you think it went for?
900,000.
No, I've already said that the paneling was the
door-
highest.
Paneling was the highest?
Yeah.
Nothing
I'm
was
gonna
higher
say-
than 718,000.
Because that is, Eric's right. The older person would like that. No,
250.
Yeah, I'm with Sam.
I say 450.
you guys have all overbid.
Wow.
$125,000 for that axe.
That's it.
Ryan, you could have bought 2 of those.
Movie props.
Sell your bourbon collection. You've got it.
That's all right, Jen. I can take your engagement ring away. I'm buying
My
buying an axe.
Yeah, I want this axe more
Awesome
than
axe.
the
Wear that down the aisle. Hold the axe.
ring. We'll
Okay.
exchange vows since she's got the axe.
Kate Winslet's chiffon dress from the end of Titanic, where Jack meets her on the staircase, and she's wearing that white chiffon dress after after Rose passes away on the actual vestibule or whatever that's searching for the heart of the ocean. That went for $125,000, just like the axe did. And I didn't think this is that exciting, but I guess I'm not tied to the movie Kingpin. The movie Kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bowling movie, right?
It's a guy's movie.
Satirical.
Peter, the Farrelly brothers.
Yeah, Bill Murray's in that.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
The
Yeah.
Red Rose bowling ball from that movie.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
How much do you think that went for?
Maybe 40,000.
75.
That was Bill Murray's ball, wasn't it?
Bill Murray's Red Rose bowling ball. How much do you think that went for? You said 40. You said 70. Anybody
It's
else?
not that big of a movie. I'm going to say,
Cool ball, though.
yeah, 50 grand.
Kevin,
I think it would probably go for 90.
you guys have all underbid.
Oh.
$350,000.
I wanted that bad.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. I would never.
And would you go
Who's buying
bowling
all
with
this
it?
stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's buying all this stuff?
Rich people out there.
Yeah, you really love a certain movie. You're like, let's go. I'm all about it. Okay.
Man.
Well,
Wow.
there's a little group therapy in the room we got to solve. I understand.
Yep.
What's going on? What's happening?
Oh, boy.
It's every parent's nightmare when their kid's dating, huh?
Yep. And it happened
If you're dating somebody they don't like, if you like the kid, you're like, oh, okay, that's great.
I'm in a
You and
quandary.
Tommy,
Wait
Gina
till-
and Tommy on the dock.
Once Ryan told me this, I'm like, oh, I could feel. When I have 2 daughters,
So for those that
do
are
not
new to
want
the show,
this.
Ryan has a 24-year-old daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
24-year-old daughter. She can do whatever she wants. She's an adult.
She lives in Los Angeles now, and she finally opened up to me, and oh, God.
you're like, why did I ask?
Why did
Why
I
did you tell
ask?
me about your dating life? Oh no!
What did she reveal? We'll find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show. 6 o'clock hour. You 6 o'clockers have a little special bond because we feel like, well, everybody that we know that's close to us that would care about our stories
My
is
family's
asleep.
sleeping.
So let's just go ahead and spill some tea.
And I
You're listening
think
on a podcast though, unless you're listening.
Yeah, but they'll be like,
Yeah.
are they really going to go? We make it sound real low key, like, I don't know. It's going to be hard to download that.
I mean, besides 6 o'clockers,
That we tell them.
the 3 o'clockers today.
Do y'all come home and your
O'clockers.
spouse will ask, hey, what'd you guys talk about? I don't remember.
Man, sometimes I can't remember by 8 what we did at 6.
Right.
That's why I
That's
write
a
everything
lot.
down. If you
so
watch
busy.
the KRBE digital feed on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, I am constantly making notes.
Mark was asking, he goes, what
Is
is
she always
Roula
writing?
Like, what is she writing? Why is she taking notes?
I take notes so that I can fill those books.
I think
with
Tassos-
all those binders.
Tassos
you
and
remember things.
Sam's mom are the only ones that listen to 100% of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his morning routine.
You've got
He
an
puts an
hour
AirPod
time
in.
zone difference, so up in Pennsylvania, it's already 7:39.
Booster
Yeah.
listens. as
Does he
well.
listen?
Oh, does
yeah,
he?
yeah. We have an Alexa, and
Full
it's
time?
very easy to just flip it on. I think, depending on what he has going on that day, some days earlier than others. Yeah.
Mark's been recently because he's been taking babes to daycare.
Kev's like, so please be careful, guys.
It's not the same trust anymore. What we're learning, I guess it's not so trusty.
It is for me. My daughter. It's 4:39 in the morning out in Los Angeles
So
right
just be
now.
getting home.
God, I hope not bite your tongue.
Have some fun.
I don't,
Young.
I don't like hearing. I don't like hearing that. I remember what it was
What
like.
were you doing when you were 24?
Exactly.
Yeah, think
Nothing
about
good.
That's why.
Nothing good. I can
So what-
tell you that.
what happened?
So, it's weird as your kids get older. Like my daughter, when she was little, we were so close, tight. Talked about everything. But as they get older, then they start talking more with their mom, especially when you've got a daughter. Like
Oh, yeah, mom's
mommy,
number
daughter,
one.
they bond over things and dating and talking about
Also,
all this
you've
stuff.
kind of been a smother.
A smother.
I'm
Is it a
smothering.
smother? It's a smother.
Is that a new one? Smother.
Smother father.
Hello, mother.
Dad, you coming out here again?
Well, a lot of times when I call her, I can't get through. I just get voicemail, and
So
it's
you
one
fly
of
over
these.
there to find out what's up.
No,
Pick up the phone.
I've been missing her. I felt like really bad dad for the first time ever. I missed one of her shows. I've had some things happening in my personal life. I've never really been under this much stress in my entire life. I've got some loved ones that are dealing with some serious issues, health issues. So I'm out walking the dogs. I call Faith, and I'm like, oh my God, I got through. Hey, Dad. And we start chatting, and I said, I really want to come out to Los Angeles. I've got a friend. He's a movie producer. He's a good-looking guy. You always had a crush on him. She goes, well, I'm off the market. And I'm like, what? You've never told me about your dating life ever. I had to find out about Dan 6 months later. So she's apparently dating somebody, and I'm like, oh, tell me a little bit about this guy. And she's like, well, he's really nice.
How would she tell you?
early days.
When she started, was she like fast
Real
about
matter
it?
of fact.
Yeah.
Or was it slow? Like, I got to be careful walking eggshells around my dad.
No, it was more like a throwaway line, hoping that I'd glance over it.
Okay.
Did she say how she met him?
No, I have not heard this yet. Oh, actually, I do. I think they met through the theater company. So
Sweet.
I think that
from work.
he's not an actor, but I think he's like in the
Even
technical
better.
side of
That's
it.
better.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, tell me a little bit about him. And I don't know if I should say his name or not.
No.
Probably
I
not.
kind of want to know the name because you said the name's going to.
Yeah, the name I don't like right off the bat. Okay. His name's Johnny. And all I'm thinking is, I'm thinking Cobra
Smoke
Kai.
up, Johnny.
I'm thinking Cobra Kai,
Johnny.
And I said, well, y'all the same age? No, not really. And I'm like, whoa. What do you mean, not really? Okay, so is he older? Yeah, a little bit. And I'm like, how much older? And she's telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, Faith, you're 24. Is this guy 30? A little higher. I'm like, what?
Oh, man, he's like 40.
40?
Is he
What?
40?
And she goes, oh, God, no, not 40. I said, 35. You're really hot. Like the warmer hot scale.
She wouldn't say it?
She
Why would
wouldn't
she
say it. So
tell you?
I'm
Oh, my
assuming that the
gosh.
guy's like 35 and she's 24, and I'm not liking that.
So you still don't know the age?
I still don't know the official age.
So he's probably like 38.
Hold on, Ryan.
Yes.
Chase. What is the difference between you and your girlfriend? Because she did admit to me that, fiance, she did admit to me that she is quite younger.
Yeah, there's almost a 10-year gap between us.
Oh,
Okay,
so
so
But it's different because I'm older and more mature.
Oh, it's different for her because she's a woman.
Because she's a woman.
Because it's his daughter. That's
This
why.
is my daughter. This is a pain you will not know, Kevin.
24,
No,
34.
thank goodness.
When I was 24, 34,
fine.
felt like that's a real adult. But
It's a bigger gap
if
when you're
they
younger.
Vibe because of the job they have together.
Tell you about him? Like, does he have gout? Does he?
Does he have gout? Was he, does he have
Maybe. No, actually,
kids?
maybe.
So
Was he married before? Anything like that she told you?
no, I'm not. I was just
She ain't
lucky.
gonna tell him.
She was on her way. She was actually on her way to rehearsal. So I was just grateful that I got the 5 minutes that I did.
So that's all you got?
I got
no.
about 5 minutes. So there's so many things. And I'm like,
5 minutes of
ooh,
torment.
do I want to start going down the stalking route? She's
You didn't
never.
call your ex and be like, hey, I just got something.
Are you
know anything
kidding
about
me?
this
She
guy?
wouldn't tell me anything.
She probably knows everything.
I'm sure
She
she
probably set him
does.
You probably already hung out with them. They had lunch last week.
Probably.
You're right.
She was out there visiting her.
Yeah, they probably had lunch at one of those fancy
Probably
outdoor
did. They
restaurants.
hide everything from me. I mean, my God.
And
So-
Daddy doesn't know.
So your
you're
age
not
gap
making
is
it-
10
you're
years
making
with
it
your
worse for him.
fiance, but you're bothered that your daughter's age gap might be 10
Because
years.
it's different when you're in your 20s. When I was 20, I'd look at a 30-year-old and think, "Oh my God,
But
they're
you always
ancient."
say how mature she is.
So it shouldn't be that
And
big
people
of a
who
difference.
are
She
mature at a
is.
young age date mature adults.
You
But
shouldn't
my-
want a 21
Maybe
year old
this
that's
guy-
like going to the bar, probably.
Right, maybe this guy's a real immature 35-year-old. So they meet.
Well,
in the
that
middle.
makes me feel better.
Most men are
Who knows?
immature as it is. Maybe that's what she needs.
But I'm
Really?
just,
To be the same.
she really trusted me. I
Do
felt
you know his last name so you can stalk him?
That's my question. Do I stalk?
But how you
I
gonna find
could,
him?
Absolutely. You just go on Instagram.
I could just go and look at all her followers and
go look at her
find
stuff.
anybody
She's
with that
posting
name.
about
I'll
him.
do it for you. Every single time my little brother tells me
Damn.
he's dating some
my
girl,
gosh.
I already go into his Instagram. I find her, screenshot it, and I'm like, yo,
But how
is this the
successful
chick?
are you? You've been trying to find out your husband's
that one's tough.
ex-girlfriend
That's
for
because
12
I don't know her
years.
name, though.
No, this is an active posting of a relationship. She's going to post him, Ryan. You'll see him instantly.
He might be on
Yeah,
it right
she might
now.
even tag him. If she tags him, then you go to his Instagram and read about him.
But my
Exactly.
question is, do I do that or do I respect
What,
the boundaries?
be a regular American who follows a
No,
tag?
because I mean, look, she trusted me for the first time
doesn't do
ever, and it's like, do I just?
She trusted you with what? We're talking about it in the Tree of Trust. What are you talking
Well, she
about?
trusted me enough
Yeah.
to tell me because she never lets me know what's going on in her personal life, like ever. You know, that's just a bond
you
that
can't
her and her
over-
mom have, and I don't want to screw this up because she finally is like confiding in
But
me.
you
for
can't
the first
overreact
time.
then. You got to just play it cool. You
You
know,
know.
you're dying inside.
Oh, like you can't imagine.
This texter says, I was 24 dating a guy who was 35. We've been married 20 years. The gap is not important.
well,
That's
you,
good.
So they're going to get married.
you're not the dad.
Somebody said, Ryan, a guy in his 30s is way better than a guy in his 20-something LA douche canoe.
Yeah, think about it. If she married or started dating
That was
some
a text.
23-year-old guy who just moved out there 2 years ago, that means he wants to try and be famous.
And then he's
or-
like, oh, I don't have anywhere to live, so I'll just, crash on your couch.
So
"What's
you
your dad
say-
do for a living?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just get money from him. You know, it's like he could try and poison
True
her.
story. I knew a girl in my 20s who her parents would give her money to help her along, and she would write checks to her loser boyfriend who'd sit on a couch all day smoking weed.
Ooh, that'd make me.
She would write him checks from her parents
If
would
I
give her
found out
checks.
my
she'd
paycheck
give
was
him
buying
checks.
weed, I'd be so
Yeah.
angry.
Some dude.
He didn't have a job. He
Oof.
just sat around all day, and she would give him checks.
Dang.
But
That's
I
how
give my
old
daughter
school
more
it was.
credit
That's
than
a
that.
good life.
She's a driven, focused individual. She
Yeah.
would not date somebody like that.
Yeah, she's smart.
Right, so then you
But
should
what would
just-
you do if you're in my shoes? Would you stalk, or would you?
You just go look up this guy and don't say anything.
Yeah, you
That's what
gotta
you
stalk.
do.
You gotta look.
You just go find out what he looks like. If she's not going to tell you what he looks like, go
So
look
during
at
the
her
break,
Instagram.
after the
Yeah,
news.
Well, here,
told
I'll look
ya.
at it right now and tell you what he looks like.
Yeah.
You want to see him? He's right here.
Yeah. Is
Here he
his
is.
social media private or public?
No, it's public because she's got her acting and voiceover demos on it.
Oh, well, look.
But she probably doesn't put stuff on.
I don't want to give it. It's got a legal.
But he would
last
probably
name.
like it. He'd probably definitely put a like on it.
You would think.
And he's 35.
What would you do, Eric Roula? Because you'll be facing these problems
Mm-hmm.
one day. Would you?
I mean, are you happy? All right.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd be like, who knows if it's even serious? Like, how serious is
Well,
it?
she said it's just the early phases.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about it.
you know.
Yeah.
That's probably why she didn't tell you. Also, like you don't want to tell your parents about something that might not last.
Fizzle out.
Yeah,
If she found out I was talking about it on the radio
Oh,
right
you'd be
now.
dead.
that's probably why she doesn't tell you things in the first place because you're about to put it on blast.
I'm not blasting. I'm just asking, like, what would y'all do in my position?
I think I already
Not
found
put it
him.
on blast.
You found him?
On
I think
Johnny?
I think so.
Does she
found
call him
Johnny.
Johnny or does she call him John?
No, she calls him Johnny. And
I
I'm
think
like,
it's this guy on the left.
Let me see.
Or on the right.
I'm
We
coming
already
around
found
the board. Hang on.
Let's see what he thinks.
This guy right here.
Your
That's who she's
son-in-law.
dating.
We
I already
think-
found him. You're fine.
Yeah,
What do
you
you
can
think?
already tell he's not a serial killer or anything else.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just assuming.
That's your son-in-law.
This is how I snoop. I
Meet your
found him.
son-in-law
Yeah.
right here live on the
Yeah,
show. Dad, what I didn't actually tell you is that we're married already.
Yeah, he seems fine.
We went
He
to
seems
Vegas.
safe.
Yeah.
There's pictures of his family on
Made
there.
it official. All right, well, there's problem
She found it in
solved.
2 minutes. Now you know what it
Told
looks
you.
like.
I wasn't
If
going to do
anybody
that.
needs anything, my Instagram is Slam Given. Give me the name, and I will.
Stalker Sam.
That's Sam's side
I got
hustle.
you. Unless it's this guy, Ryan, but I don't.
Uh-oh. What?
Uh-oh.
Is
Now I
it
gotta
this
come around
guy?
again. Hang
He
on.
looks a little bit older than 35. You know him?
Maybe she's lying.
Oh, my God. That guy's bald with a gray beard. I hope not.
Maybe he's like 47,
Oh, my God.
and she's just trying to make it sound like.
Yeah, because think of all the things you like.
Could be that
white
guy.
lied
No,
about.
it's
His
not.
name is John.
He looks like a
too.
professor. He looks like a
Yeah.
professor. For,
got, like,
Oh, maybe
patches
it's
on
her
his elbows.
professor.
That guy looks like
No,
a-
the one thing I will, you know,
suit.
I'm proud of my daughter, and she's never lied to me, so
Yeah.
that I know of.
Sure.
That's the thing about a lie. How do you know?
Right.
Exactly.
They never lied to me before.
Now,
Here we go.
time for the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
I don't think that helped me at all. My nerves are even worse.
Nah, never
People are
I
texting
found
us
him.
pictures of this guy already on text.
Oh, God. All right, so how about some good news? The long-delayed extension of the Hardy Toll Road to downtown Houston is about ready to move forward today.
What?
Yes. Now, here's the deal. They're going to prove it. Yeah, the Hardy Toll Road.
downtown.
They say it will take a couple of years. It'll be closer to the end of the decade before commuters can cruise into the central business district. And they expect about 4 years to construct this before we can commute to downtown.
So it'll continue to go down there where the telephone lines are, down
the way-
West Park Drive.
Yeah, all the way to downtown. Won't that be cool? You could hop on the Hardy Toll Road from downtown, and you're zipping all the way out to IAH.
Yeah, one of the bad parts is coming in, like once you pass Shepherd going in downtown, that whole thoroughfare through there is always full of cars. So if you can get around that, that'd be awesome. I'm going to go
That'd be
look it up
awesome.
right now. Where'd you find that?
That's on Cron.com. Yeah,
I love that.
So here's an interesting stat: women-owned businesses. Since it's National Women's. How do we say
History
it?
Month.
International History Month.
Well, it's National Women's History Month, but there was an International Women's Day within the month of March.
Yeah.
and we
just
do the
love women.
spotlight at 8:20.
8:20 and 3:35. We'll put a spotlight on
Women
in your
rule.
life.
Women.
Yeah.
So women-owned businesses in Houston, Texas,
They do?
increased 16% over the last year. So they're growing. Houston's Office of Business Opportunity operates programs that dole out tax dollars to minorities and women-owned businesses through city contracts. The program gave out $614 million in contracts last year, and women-owned businesses are expanding.
Keep going.
Woo!
And
Go, Sam. You
finally,
and I are going to start our own.
I don't know.
Insta stalkers.
Yes.
Insta stalkers.
Insta-stalkers.
How do you think I find stuff? Sam helps me out all the time in closure.
I got
Closure.
My
So
secret
you're
weapon.
the closure detective, Sam.
Oh yeah, I
Secret
always
weapon.
help Eric. He's like, "Here's the name." I'm like, "Let me do a little."
Now, what do you guys think about this? Because we're all kind of dog people here. I love all pets. I had a cat at one point, but there's a new kind of lounge in Katy. It's in Katy, Asian Town, where people can actually unwind, enjoy free Wi-Fi, and even find a new cat. They're rescue cats, okay? And the place is called Cat Haven Lounge. It opened up just a couple of days ago, March 24th. And what you do is you go in there and you can have bottled drinks. They don't serve food because of health code violations, but they have all these cats in the lounge from local animal
That's like John Mayer
rescues.
did that on New Year's Eve on CNN. He was in Japan
amazing.
at a cat bar.
Yeah, it's
And
called
remember,
Cat Haven
remember,
Lounge.
what's Anderson Cooper kept laughing because the
I didn't
cat's
see it.
butt was right by his face. So the tail was up. Remember? Right there.
There's a couple of those here in Houston, which is great.
And
So
you can
I didn't know about
adopt
this.
them.
That's cool to live
Cat
with kids
Haven
out.
Lounge, and you can actually, this one's really cute, and then you can go home. You can adopt it and go home with it.
Sweet.
While you're having drinks.
I was mistaken. I was thinking of the West Park Tollway, and it's Hardy. So it's going to come down Hardy. They're just going to extend it down Hardy Street, I think, from what? From where it stops now.
Kevin's still thinking of construction.
That's 5 minutes ago.
Because my friend lives off of Hardy Street. Does that mean all the houses off of Hardy Street get knocked down?
I have no idea if they're going to do that.
Because they do
Eminent
that
domain.
sometimes. When I was growing up, the exit for Chimney Rock, if you are exiting 59 South at Chimney Rock, that whole strip used to be a bunch of people's houses.
Right.
And now it's just a giant concrete wall because
They
they
call
didn't
it
take over
eminent
the
domain or
houses.
something like that?
That's when the
Eminent
government.
domain.
That's when the
Yes.
government just takes your land.
Well, they just say,
They
"Here's
have
some
to
money,
pay you
move."
some
You're
money.
moving.
Well, they were doing that downtown anyways.
Yeah, they did it all over the place.
And the Rockets
They do it for
won.
growth.
Again.
Oh, yeah, you guys 9 in a row?
Yeah,
Or 10 in a row?
9 in a row.
Oh, nice job,
God, that's
Rockets.
awesome.
Wow.
Let's go.
All right, coming up next, it's time for some revenge.
Somebody has been wronged. They made it right, but the person with whom they got their payback does not know that revenge has been served. We will serve it to them next on the Roula and Ryan Show.